Does the Dogman live in New York City's Central Park? Well, that is what I'm here to investigate. And so far, no, I have not seen the Dogman here in New York City's Central Park. But what I've been doing is going around looking to see if there are areas where it seems like maybe the Dogman could exist. Maybe, if there are little secluded places that I could just sort of hide myself away in a little bit and do a video peacefully, maybe the Dogman could also exist around here. Now, the main reason that we're thinking about this is because there have been coyote wolf sightings here in Central Park. Yes, the combination of a wolf and a coyote. I'm not sure if they say coyote wolf or coy wolf more commonly. I've heard both. Anyways, leave a comment in the description letting me know how you pronounce it. But these creatures have been found around here, so it got me thinking, there have been Dogman sightings in New York State. What if the Dogman is moving into Central Park here? Anyways, guys, there are a lot of different theories about what the Dogman is. Some people say that it's just some sort of a creature that evolved naturally, and it's, not really half man, half dog. It's something that evolved on its own and is just out there.
They also say that the coy wolf or coyote wolf is out there and that you can find them in New York City's Central Park here. So I did not see any, though I was looking. They say that they blend in with dogs, basically. They have this ability to just sort of fool people into thinking they're just a dog, a normal dog off a leash, somebody's dog who's just running around because it's so well trained and they just sort of eat garbage and stuff. I didn't see any when I was there, but that doesn't mean they aren't there. Now, for the Dogman, it does seem like it would be very hard for this thing to actually survive unless it is some sort of a supernatural being, as you often hear that it is. You can't escape all of the witnesses who say that it had glowing red or sometimes green eyes. People who seem very credible and really have no reason to be lying about this and actually have all sorts of reason not to basically make themselves look like fools by talking about something like this. A lot of people who claim to have seen dogmen or werewolves or whatever you want to call them, they really are very changed by the experience. There's one woman who says that it moved so fast but so low to the ground that it was extremely disturbing to think of how fast it could have made off with someone. We also have this story of this guy who says that he noticed a creature that looked like a large dog, but it was galloping and not running the way a dog would run. And that's what really caught his attention at first. So there are just so many stories, and some of them seem like, okay, these are creatures that live in these woods, and sometimes it seems more like, no, this is some sort of a spirit or something. It's kind of interesting to think some people have reported that the Dogman was actually translucent. I know it sounds crazy, but there have been a couple of people who said that they could sort of see through it. And then there are people who say that it just seems to be able to become invisible because they can hear it moving and they know that it's sort of moving into a clearing, and then they immediately get into the clearing, but there's nothing there. Also, there's an interesting video where trees seem to be moving on their own. Small trees just being pushed out of the way. Now, when I saw this video, it was supposed to be a Bigfoot, basically, was the idea. People say that Bigfoot also has this cloaking ability, but we've also now got stories of dog-like creatures, man, dog, dogmen, werewolf creatures, going invisible. So if this creature has the ability to go invisible, I'd say, yeah, it could actually be living in Central Park. Some of the other things that you almost always hear in a Dogman story are that it was afraid of loud noises. That often comes up anyways. It might not be wounded terribly by a gunshot, but it does seem to be at least a little bit afraid of the sound of any sort of loud noise, whether it's a train horn or a gunshot or just someone clapping. We almost always hear that they are larger than a human being when they do stand upright, though they do run on four legs or move on four legs as well as on two legs. They seem to be extremely muscular, unlike some reportings of Bigfoot being just sort of blobby. There are numerous accounts of the Dogman being extremely ripped. Also, we almost always hear that it had a terrible smell. Sometimes the smell actually makes people nauseous with fear, and they actually become sick from the smell. And sometimes people say that they really feel that the creature is feeding off of their fear. We also have accounts of people claiming that it was telepathically communicating with them, usually saying things like, "I'm going to get you." Another commonality of the Dogman sightings is that the Dogman is never reported to be a nice character. The Dogman is always reported to be aggressive, usually intimidating if not actually attacking. There are definitely reports of it actually attacking and killing people as well as livestock and various other animals such as dogs. So I'll be talking about the one Dogman encounter in New York City that I've found so far, and I will be going to the place where it happened to do that video. So please do like, share, and subscribe to help keep this channel alive.